Well, welcome back to Life Journey Production Studios. My name is Keith, and this is the bonus video. You can see right there, we're going to cover how to make a macro to turn the chat on the air, a macro to turn the chat off. You can also just put chat on the air in your live streams and clear it right from your pop-out chat. But what if you don't want that key on anymore, because we're using a key to bring the chat on the air? So if you don't want to have that on the air and you do want to be able to turn that on and off with a key, you can create a macro to turn that key off. You can create a macro to turn that key back on, and I call that off air, on air for my chat in my live streams, and I think it's pretty important, and I have those buttons right here. We're also going to take one of these chats, and let's say that you wanted to emphasize it when you're reading it, or you wanted to only emphasize when people pay you for a super chat. So if that's true, you could just simply create a flying key like this, and this is a macro, and it's flying in. It will stay there for a few seconds and then fly back. And we're going to talk about how to create that flying key as well. Now, I flew it just a little bit forward and a little bit bigger. You can fly it anywhere on the screen. You can make it really tiny, but I'm using this just now to emphasize in this video how you can create a flying key for chat, and then these macros to turn it off the air and on the air so you can completely turn that key off. So right now we're going to take that off the air, and we're going to show you how to create a on the air button and off the air button with chat. So let's change over here to Super Source Layout, and you can see right now that I have the control software up here. I also have my macros open, but let's just, so in case you may not know how to bring macros up, we're going to turn that off. Up here in the top labels, you have macros. You just click on macros, your only choice in this folder, and macros pop up, and you can pull this around and put it wherever you want on the screen. I can even pull it off the screen to another monitor that you can't see. But for right now, we have it right here, and we're going to create a couple macros. You can see I already have a chat on the air, a chat off air, and chat fly. We're going to delete those. So we're going to click on them under the create button. We're going to click on the first one, delete. On the chat off the air, we're going to delete, and we're going to hit chat fly, and we're going to go delete. And so now we're going to create these brand new. So first thing we want to do is create the chat on the air, and we're going to have to tell that key, and I'm going to use key number 4. And if you already did the first 5 videos, you've probably already decided what input your PC is bringing the chat in on in your switcher. And so that's what you're going to program as the input for your macro. And that's going to be the input for all of these macros we're going to make today. So the first macro, putting it on the air, is the most important. So we're going to go in here to create, click in this empty box. I'm going to hit the plus button, and I'm going to call this chat on air. And I'm going to hit record. So now what I want to do is I want to figure out what key I want on the air, what I want in that key. And again, I'm using key number 4, and you can see key number 2 is on. It is right up here. And so I'm leaving it on. That's the logo below me. I don't want to turn it off. So we're going to turn key number 4 on at the very end after we program what we want in it. So I'm going to go over here, scroll up into the palettes. We're going to go to key number 4. So if it was closed, you would just simply click on it. Now you may only have the keys in an A10 Mini, A10 Mini Pro, A10 Mini Pro ISO, or whatever other switcher you have by Blackmagic Design. So keep that in mind. I have 4 keys, so I'm able to use key number 2 right now for my logo. And then I'm actually using key number 1 so I can do this bonus layout you see right here, because I'm actually using key number 2 right here, and this box that I'm in is actually literally another key. So keep that in mind. You want to pick a key that you're not using for that particular live stream or that particular video you're recording. So right now I'm only using key number 2 in this layout, and I'm going to use key number 4 for bringing on chat on the screen on the air. So we're going to go over here, and again, I want to go away from Luma and then back, because I do want to use the Luma key. I want to go away from my input number 3 in my Extreme, which is my A10 Mini Pro, what I have it labeled. I'm going to go away from it and back again, just to make sure that this macro knows where I want it to be because it doesn't memorize the state of your ATEM right now. You have to tell it where it was so it knows where you want it to go. And the easiest way to do that is to click away and back again. These macros have no clue where you are, what state you're in. So it's very important that you tell it what state you're in, and that best way to program that XML moment inside that file is to go away from it and back again. So going to go away again, back again, go away from key source, back again. And so now I'm back at fill and key is my ATEM Mini Pro or channel 3 in my extreme ISO. Mask on, off again, pre-multiplied key on, off again. Now see how these are lit up? These are very important numbers because they are telling me what my key is going to look like when it's on the air, and I already have it set. It's already programmed. So you may have to adjust these if you haven't already. If you've already set up your chat on the air inside this key from my earlier videos, all you need to do now is enter those settings. So I'm going to hit enter in both these boxes, or you could adjust those settings, get everything looking right, and then hit enter. And because I don't have a pre-multiplied chat, I actually have to use those sliders to make it look right and get it as crisp as possible in the background, which is me, as crisp as possible. And so now under flying key, I actually use flying key to position my chat where I want on the screen. So I'm going to turn flying key off and back on again. And then I'm going to hit enter in all these boxes. And remember, flying key has 3 positions that can be programmed. You have the full position, which is full screen. Whatever size you make that chat, it's going to display it full screen. Then you have point A and point B. I am currently going to display chat in point A because that's how I want it. And so I'm going to, after I enter all these, I'm going to hit set A. And so now my chat is off the air, but it's all programmed and ready to go. And I want it to be in the A location. So just to make sure it's in A location, I'm going to hit run to A. And so when it comes on, it's going to run to A. And the last step I need to do, again, we're recording all of this, is to turn key number 4 on. It's up here under my keys, upstream keys. So I click on the air, and now you can see chat is on the air. It's in the A location. And I'm going to hit stop in the macro recording section. And now I have it fixed. So I'm going to use my normal macro for chat off the air. And then I'm going to go down here into run in the macro screen. Going to go to chat on the air and hit play. And it pops in right where I want it to be. Now I just need to be able to have a chat off the air. But keep in mind, again, I can take it on and off the air by using the pop out chat clear button. And I can tap on a chat and bring it back on the air. Or I can program a macro to take it completely off the air to turn that key number 4 off. And that's all I have to do to take it off the air is program key number 4 to go off. So we're going to go over here to a empty slot under the create menu. I'm going to hit the plus button. I'm going to say chat off air, hit record. I'm going to go over to key number 4, turn it off, stop recording, and I've already recorded macro number 2. So I have chat on air. We'll run it. Go in the run menu again, click on air, hit play, and the chat comes on the air again. Remember, I can clear it when I don't want to have a chat on the air, and I can also put it back up by tapping on one of those in the pop-out chat section. And I'm using the Wacom One tablet. You could use a mouse on a screen on your laptop or your PC, but I'm actually using the Wacom One tablet, and I have to use the Wacom pen in order to do that. So again, you can clear it. You can also put it back on the air, and I also now have a macro that will turn it off. So let's click on the macro we made, and let's go play. And now the chat is off the air, and we don't have to worry about having chat on there. Now, the last step that we're going to do is we're going to program a flying version of the chat. So if I put the chat back on the air, go chat on the air and hit play, it's up there. But what if I want to emphasize a super chat? How can I use the flying key feature and program it to fly forward, get a little bit larger, wait a few seconds, and then fly back. So I could emphasize a super chat, or I could use this fly forward and fly back feature when I'm talking about their question. But I want to use this for a super chat to emphasize that person who's supporting the channel by paying for a question to be answered or a super chat. So now we're going to create another macro to animate this forward and back. Now it's already in the situation I want it to be. It's already displayed where I want it to be, because remember, I can go off the air or on the air. So let's say I brought up a super chat like this, and instead of it just sitting there, I want it to fly in and fly out. Let's program a macro now to do that. So we've already got it on the air. We're just going to create one more macro. So we'll go to create. We'll go to the empty spot. We'll hit plus. We're going to go chat fly. In case you want to use it for other than super chat, we're going to hit record. We're going to go over here, and we know we're already in the situation we want to be. We're already in point A. So now we just need to create a point B. So I'm going to go up here now, and I'm going to hit again point B. I'm going to set it. So all I want to do now to create a new macro is I'm going to go up here and click away from the ATEM and back again. And you can see my screen changed when I did that because I have chat on the air and I'm changing things. Now I'm back again. And so now under flying key, I'm going to turn it off and back on again. And now I just want to emphasize this. So watch it grow. I want to move it a little bit to the right, and I want to move it a touch down just to give it some emphasis. And now I'm going to hit set B down here under flying key. So again, A location is where it was. Now it's in B location, and now I want to go back to A. So it's going to start at A. Now I'm going to go up here and hit a pause. We're going to go 1 second, pause. So it's going to pause at A location for 1 second. I'm going to run to B. I'm going to go up and add another pause up here. I'm going to go 9 seconds. Add a pause, and now I want to go back here and fly to A. So now it started at A. It's going to stay there for a second. Then we send it to B. It's going to stay there for about 9 seconds, and then it's going to fly back to A position. And so I'm done. I'm going to hit stop recording. I'm going to go back to chat off the air. So let's hit run. Chat off the air, hit play. Chat's off the air. I'm going to change the chat that's up there. So let's say I want to put chat back on the air. I'm going to click on chat on the air, hit run. And so let's say I see a super chat. So I say, well, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that so much. Now I am going to run that chat fly. And so I'm going to hit play. It popped forward, popped back, and it's emphasized. So I don't have to have it pop forward and pop back. I can just have it start in point A and then go back to point B. You can see it went 9 seconds and then it went back. So that's how you program a macro to fly the key. So if you just want it to go forward and go back again, then just start in the location you're at, which is the A location, which is already on the air, and just create a flying key. So now we're going to go back to create. We're going to hit chat fly. I'm going to hit record. I'm going to override it. I'm simply going to hit a single second pause. Add a pause because I already know I programmed B. It's already there. I'm going to just simply run to B. I'm going to pause for 9 seconds. Add that pause. I'm going to run back to A, stop recording, and now I have programmed it to just go forward smoothly and back after 9 seconds. So we're going to run that right now. Go in the run menu, go to chat, hit play, and it's going to go forward. It's going to stay there for 9 seconds, and it's going to go back. There you go. So I could use that to emphasize any chat. So if I wanted to use it on this one, I could. That pops up. I can go ahead into my macros and I could go ahead and chat fly that for every chat. or I could use it just to emphasize a super chat and use it just to draw attention to people that pay for a super chat. So that's it for the bonus video. We have programmed macros to be able to turn chat on the air and off the air in case you just want to clear that key. And you can see it's on there right now. So I could use our off the air button and keys off and the chat's off. I can simply put it back on the air. I can simply chat fly it like it's flying right now. And I am using mix effects, so I can just touch those macros on my iPad, but you could also go in and do the same thing by going into your macros run screen, and you could go chat off the air, chat on the air, then you can hit chat fly. That is a slower way of doing it. I like using mix effects so that I can do more talking and less mousing around just by tapping on those different macros. If you enjoyed this video and other videos here on the channel, as well as our Tuesday live streams, then I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll chat with us on Tuesdays in our live. Every other week we do a post show. This is the end of this series on popping out the chat. Again, thank you for Aaron Parecki and other people that are making these plugins for Google Chrome and for the ability to put chat on the screen. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I hope to see you in the next video.